At the dark edges of the galaxy, where civilization struggled against extinction, the story of the last stand was born. Earth had been deserted for centuries, and humanity had migrated to scattered space colonies across the cosmos. In this cold world, there was a man named Andres, the last remaining member of the Earth Protection Force. Andres was no ordinary soldier. He was born in the Arc-17 colony, a massive space station orbiting a dead star. Raised among the wreckage of an ancient civilization, he learned from remnants of books and data stored in abandoned systems. His intelligence was exceptional, his mental resilience unbreakable. Yet his solitude was profound, like the void of space itself. When the Seraphs attacked, alien entities that fed on stars and obliterated any life in their path, humanity had few options. Protection forces were deployed to the colonies to confront the threat, but the assault was overwhelming. Most colonies were annihilated, leaving Andres alone in his deteriorating station. Everything around him was collapsing. Communication systems were scrambled, and power was nearly depleted. Yet, Andres never lost his belief in survival. He knew that the Arc-17 station housed an ancient neutron bomb, powerful enough to destroy an entire Seraph fleet, but activating it required immense effort and limited time. Andres spent days working tirelessly. He reactivated old systems, programmed automated drones to guard the entrances, and crafted makeshift armor from corroded metal to protect himself. All this while the Seraph spacecraft crept closer, like shadows of death encircling his world. On the day of the attack, Andres was ready. He activated the station's ancient defense systems, unleashing laser beams and torpedoes against the invading ships. The battle was uneven, but he used every trick he had learned, every forgotten technique, to keep the Seraphs at bay. The entities advanced relentlessly, breaching the station's outer layers. Lights exploded, and the air filled with the sound of emergency alarms. Still, Andres did not falter. He raced through dark corridors, barely able to breathe due to the dwindling oxygen, until he reached the main control room. His hand trembled as he entered the final code to activate the bomb. He knew the moment had come for the ultimate sacrifice. If the bomb wasn't detonated in time, the Seraphs would destroy every remaining colony in the galaxy. As the enemy ships breached the station's defenses, Andres pressed the final button. The bomb detonated, unleashing a blinding light. Every Seraph ship was obliterated in an instant, leaving behind a silent void in space. The Arc-17 station itself was also destroyed. No one expected Andres to survive, but he left a message in the ancient systems. A message bearing his memory and resilience, warning future generations of the Seraph threat. But the story did not end there. In the aftermath of the explosion, after hours of silence, space sensors detected a small capsule drifting away from the site of Arc-17. It was an emergency escape pod known only to Andres. Inside, he lay in a coma, breathing faintly through a life support system. Days passed as the pod drifted through the void until it was recovered by a human reconnaissance ship on a distant mission. The ship, Dawn of Hope, was the last active scouting vessel in the sector. The crew found Andres, extracted him from the pod, and reactivated his biological systems. When he regained consciousness, his face was pale, and his eyes held a mix of exhaustion and triumph. On board, the crew listened to his story in awe. Andres became a symbol of resilience and human willpower, leading the crew to rebuild the defenses of the remaining colonies. Using his data on the Seraphs and the technology he had reactivated, humanity developed new weapons and shields, restoring its strength against future threats. Andres continued to work with the crew, leading reconnaissance missions and planning colony fortifications. He became a living legend, not just for his sacrifice at Arc-17, but for restoring humanity's hope of survival. Every time he looked at the stars, he reminded himself that the struggle was far from over, and even in the darkest moments, one person could make a difference. Years of conflict and challenges passed, and Andres rose to lead a new alliance among the human colonies, known as the Alliance of Light. The alliance was dedicated to confronting emerging threats, whether from the Seraphs or unknown dangers yet to be discovered. Andres worked tirelessly to gather resources and unify the colonies, using his personal story as a rallying cry for unity. One night, while working on galactic maps in the command center, Andres detected a strange signal emanating from the galaxy's edge. The signal bore a signature similar to Seraph technology, but encrypted differently. Gathering a small team of scientists and explorers, he decided to investigate its source. The team embarked on a long and perilous journey to the galaxy's depths, facing hostile environments and technical failures. Eventually, they reached the signal's origin, a planet covered in the remnants of an ancient civilization. The ruins suggested the planet was once a Seraph colony, and advanced technologies lay hidden within. The team spent weeks studying the site, while Andres coordinated operations and led excavation efforts. Eventually, they uncovered an ancient weapon believed to neutralize the Seraphs entirely. The weapon utilized specific energy frequencies, targeting the creature's neural systems. Returning to the Alliance with the weapon, Andres and his team began refining and enhancing it for future battles. Time, however, was against them as reports emerged of new Seraph gatherings at the galaxy's fringes. Andres led a massive defensive campaign, deploying the weapon in a climactic battle against the Seraph swarms. The battle was grueling, but the weapon proved effective, and the Alliance managed to repel the Seraphs once more. In the aftermath, Andres sat in the command center, gazing at the galactic maps where the threats had diminished. Despite the victories, he knew challenges remained. This time, however, he was not alone. He had an alliance and a newfound family of humans who believed in his leadership. The years continued to unfold, and Andres turned his focus to exploration. With the Seraph threat at bay, he sought to understand their origins and uncover the deeper mysteries of the galaxy. Alongside a new generation of explorers and scientists, he ventured into uncharted territories, discovering wonders and dangers beyond imagination. In one distant system, the team discovered a colossal structure orbiting a dying star. The structure appeared to be a library of sorts, containing records of countless civilizations, including those that had faced the Seraphs before. Within these archives, Andres uncovered a chilling revelation. The Seraphs were not a random menace, but a creation of an ancient species seeking to control the balance of the galaxy. Armed with this knowledge, Andres realized the fight was far from over. The Seraphs were merely a tool, and the true enemy was still out there, watching and waiting. Determined to prepare humanity for this greater threat, Andres returned to the Alliance of Light, rallying its members for the challenges ahead. Thus, the story of Andres continued, not as an end but as a beginning. He was a man who defied extinction, who stood alone against the darkness and inspired a galaxy to unite. And as the stars burned brightly above, they served as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, forever seeking, forever fighting, forever reaching for the light.